Hey y'all! I'm wrapping up on week 2 of my contest prep for the Arnold Classic South Africa. I've got about 45 days left of my contest prep and it's going really well. I've actually gained half an inch on my shoulders and glutes and lost half an inch on my waist so far, so not too shabby. And I wanted to talk about gaining muscle while in a caloric deficit and while trying to lose fat. It is definitely not easy. Diet has a lot to do with it, so your nutrient timing is going to have a ton to do with it. And I'll tell you what I've been doing this week, and hopefully it will help you with your gaining muscle while putting on as little fat as possible or actually losing fat. So let's get started. Okay, we're out here on the river, so if you hear splashing, it's probably the mullet, not the hairstyle, the fish. Back to gaining muscle and losing fat and nutrition. Nutrition is key, and the 2 meals that you should focus the most on are your pre and post workout meals. So you want to almost trick your body into thinking that it's going to be running a surplus. And when you're running a surplus, that helps create protein synthesis, or the addition of muscle. Whereas if you're dieting down, if you're restricting calories, it causes a breakdown and the body is not wanting to put on muscle at that point. So we have to trick our bodies into thinking that they're in a surplus. And how we do that is by increasing the amount of calories that you eat before and after your workout. And then when you're sedentary, go ahead and decrease those calories a little bit more. So your pre and post workout meals, post-workout meal especially, can be a little bit larger than normal. I don't really count macros, and I kind of count calories. We'll go through that a little bit further. I've taken theories and ideas from a bunch of different diets and applied them in such a way that it's a sustainable way of life for me. So for example, if I'm getting, let's just say 2,000 calories in a day, and if I'm eating 4 meals in a day, then that's 500 calories each meal. I probably would do 5, so we'll just say 5 meals in a day at 400 calories per meal. Well, I might take that last meal at 400 calories and I might bump it down to 200 or 300 calories and add those additional calories to the pre and post workout meals. So at that time when I really, really need the calories and the energy, then it's kind of clustered around the time when I'm most active. So with bodybuilding, with gaining muscle, I think nutrient timing is going to be probably one of the most important things that you'll ever apply or learn. I don't think that just looking at macros on a daily basis is the most effective for gaining muscle, just because what you eat and when you eat it is very, very important. Especially when you eat is very, very important. With the intermittent fasting, I'm doing 12-hour windows usually, and that's super, super easy because 8 of those hours I'm sleeping. So I eat from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night, and each meal has protein. And when I'm most active, I have got a combination of protein and carbs, and then when I'm less active, it's a combination of protein and healthy fats. So it's just kind of partitioning the nutrients too, which the studies on that are kind of iffy, but I found that it works for me. And I think when you look at a lot of these studies, you have to keep in mind that, especially being a natural athlete, that you're going to be an outlier here. That a lot of the things, not that they don't apply to you, but what you're asking your body to do, the woman's body wants to be between 18 and 21%. That's healthy. When you get to stage, you might be like 6 to 8%. So it's something that you're requesting of the body that is like above and beyond, and it's something that's above and beyond what the average person is seeking to do. So that being said, we have to be a lot more precise with when we eat and how we're fueling our bodies, and then understanding the body, that it's a survival thing, that if you cut calories, the body thinks it's going into starvation mode. And so the first thing is to cut down like your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or your NEAT. So if you're a fidgeter and you're sitting there and you move around a lot, if you cut your calories way down, you might notice that you just sit really still all day. And that's neat. we can burn 600 to 1,000 calories just by moving around and fidgeting and just being active. And so that's one of the ways that our body can adjust. Our body is always trying to find this homeostasis. It's just trying to survive. So understanding that a lot of times the body doesn't want to put on extra muscle because there's no need for it. So we have to encourage it through resistance training, and we really have to encourage it through the meals that we eat. That's why protein is so key. Think about what your body can store for nutrients. So your body can store carbs and it can store fats, but it cannot store protein. So that's why it's really important to get protein throughout the day. Not to mention it helps with satiety, so you're keeping yourself feeling fuller longer. You're also providing the protein, which is the building block of muscle. It's in every cell, so it's definitely necessary. And that protein intake is going to be especially key before and after you work out. And then as far as fuels go, I like complex carb before I train, and that's something like oats, even like sweet potatoes before I train. And then post-workout is something a little bit faster digesting. I like fruit. I really like rice cakes post-workout. I know they're pretty much like a garbage thing, but as far as just being able to pack them, and they're super easy to pack, to me they digest really easily, and the body just blows right through them, which to replace the glycogen stores, which is your fuel source for your training, you kind of want something that's fast digesting right after you work out. So yeah, you just want to basically trick your body into thinking that it's running a surplus around the times that you're working out, so you can encourage that protein synthesis where you're going to be gaining the muscle. So as far as this week goes, that's been my focus, and I've been focusing a lot on the volume in training, that time under tension for the muscles, really focusing on the mental aspect of training, and knowing that when you're in the gym, especially during the higher volume days, that the brain has a tendency of checking out, and the other muscle groups have a tendency of checking in whenever you get tired. So if I'm doing a lat pull down, I know that I'll start to round my shoulders, and I'll start to pull with the shoulders. And what's the point of those extra reps if you're not in the moment, being mindful and pulling with that muscle that you intend to pull with? Otherwise you're not going to see those results. So stay mentally checked in to your workouts, and really keep an eye on recovery in between sets, and also visualize. And I've been doing a lot of that visualization. Everything on earth is created twice, so if you can create it up here, you can create it in life, but it has to be a clear, pure, perfect image of what you want, and you have to focus on that before you train, during you train, during you train, during your training, and after your training too. That's probably one of the keys, is just having this vision in your mind of where you want to go, because every rep brings you closer to that image in your mind, pulling it out of your head and you're putting it on your body like a superhero's outfit or something. So that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and I'm so excited to share this journey with you guys. If you have specific questions, please comment below. We can do a Q&A, like a live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, whatever you guys want to do. I'm kind of new to this, so I'm not sure what the best platform is, but whatever you want to see, whatever you need help with, or whatever you want to know about, just comment below and we'll get it done. Thanks for watching. Train hard, y'all, and eat right.